Okay, this is a short video clip about the duinotech four-wheel drive DC motor power module. It's made to connect with an Arduino. Some jumper cables over here on the left hand side that you can't see. I've got a power supply, and I've also got the DC motor. So first of all, a quick tour around the board. We've got some DC motor connectors, or should I say line outs, and the first two are for positive and ground for the second, positive and ground for the third, positive and ground for the fourth, and then the power and ground. Here we've got the L293D chip, two of them, and obviously these are the jumpers that we connect to the Arduino board. On top here we've got a switch. It's off, that's on. This is the power jack, but we're not going to be using that. We're going to be using the power in on the VDD and ground. Okay, let's get started. This is the DC motor, and it really doesn't matter which way you connect this round. What I'm going to do is just connect this first one to DC motor 1, so this one here. And this is DC motor 1's ground. Maybe you can still see this. Okay, just going to give them a little tug. What I'm going to do is remove this jumper here. On the outside we've got the pulse width modulation. I'm going to connect a yellow jumper cable to that one, and that's labelled, I believe, EN1. Now I know that EN1 and IN1 and IN2 correspond to the output pins of the module and into my DC controller. So for the low, I'm going to use the purple jumper cable, and from the high I'm going to use the red jumper cable. In addition, I'm going to connect the Arduino, and I'm going to use pins 13 for PWM, which is the pulse width modulation. I hope you can see that. I'm going to use pin 12 for high and pin 11 for low. Okay, and in essence that's all we need to do, apart from connecting a common ground, which I have over here. So I'm just going to spin this round ever so slightly, so that we can connect the ground, which is this one here of the Arduino, into the ground of the module. Now, even though we've done that, we're still not giving it any power, so I'm just going to add the power here from the power supply, and because it's a common ground, we have to add the ground of the power supply also into that pin. It's a little tricky, but I'm going to try. There we go. And that should be it. All we need to do now Let's connect our USB cable to the Arduino, and the motor should connect and start. There we have the forward and reverse motion of the motor. We can see that the relay here is switching between the low and the high as we've programmed it for in the Arduino sketch. I'll show you the software in just a second. What I will point out at this point in time is obviously this is a 4-wheel drive, and all you do is connect up the jumpers to the relevant other pins on the Arduino, and then you use those pinouts on the sketch. So obviously this is going to be DC motor 2, 3 and 4, and here we're going to have DC motor 2, and on this one we're going to use the pulse width modulation pin. So we'll have to remove that jumper and remove these 2 jumpers, and then set the same again here. I'll post a picture on the blog site of the final wiring, so that you have a reference. I'll also post all the code. Thank you.